Well, g'day folks, Outback Outlaw here. I've hit the record button. I've got no idea if it's recording. Well, that's alright. I'll just talk to myself, because that's generally what you do when you're a motor vlogger. You just talk to yourself. And hope the buggery that somebody's going to listen to it at the end of the recording, or the supposed recording. I'm not too sure what the temperature is right now, but to say that I'm a little bit chilly is not so much an understatement, more a statement of fact. Good thing I put a jumper on before I put my riding gear on. I kind of get a feeling as to why people like motorbikes with heated grips. Not that my hands are frozen, but when you've lived in the tropics all your life and you're used to humidity and heat, temperatures of 35 degrees Celsius and upwards, to the point where I have worked in the sun at around about 49 degrees, which is 1 degree less than halfway to boiling point. Now, when it gets to those types of temperatures, it's time to have a rest and sit in the shade. So they've resealed this road. They're doing some major roadworks on the Cape Levick Road. There's a lot of loose gravel, but I drove on this road yesterday into Broome and back, so I'm hoping I remember where the loose gravel parts are. There is still a little bit of loose gravel on here, but I'm in the tyre lane from the trucks and the vehicles. Over in the middle of the road there, not this middle, the middle here on this lane, that's where some of the loose gravel is, but they have had a broom sweeper come out. They're doing a pretty good job. So I'm using the Veloci 40 litre backpack. Brandon Picasso uses one, and I like the design of it, so I purchased one. And I tell you what, it's very comfortable. I've got all my camera gear in the back, and I've got my laptop, my work laptop. I'm going into Broome for a conference around financial abuse of elders. There's an organisation in Broome that has put together most of the big banks in Australia, and we're going to be having a conversation with them around elder abuse, or financial elder abuse. I've been working with this organisation for about 3 years now to try and stem some of the financial abuse of elders in the community, and I've got a few staff that are coming along with us to tell their stories. And the banks, in some ways, they've facilitated it, they've allowed it to happen, but in their defence, they don't always know who it is that they're talking to, and to get ID and all those sorts of things for people that live in community can often be very difficult. There are a lot of people that don't have the opportunity to go into town, particularly a lot of the old people have never really had much to do with the modern situations in a city or a town. So they can get they can get scammed quite easily, and unfortunately there are family members that will do the same thing to them, and I'm dead against it. It makes me angry that people rip their oldies off, their folks off, their elders. I don't subscribe to that, and it really does upset me, so I thought I would be part of the solution instead of just whinging about it. In some cases I've taken control of some old people's finances. They have to come to me and ask if they can use their money to purchase food or cigarettes, because they have family members that will just bleed them dry. And that in itself has its own problems, you know. When you're trying to do something for the old person to protect them from the abuse, you then get told that you're abusing them because you're stealing their money and so forth. It can be quite frustrating, because the old people, some are heading in towards dementia. They can't for the life of them believe that their family would try and steal anything off them, and yet it occurs on a daily basis. So I've got my aged care team leader and the Safe House Refuge manager coming into Broome today to tell their stories with regard to this matter, and I'm there to provide support and also speak from my own personal experience of having to deal with this kind of financial abuse on old folks. Well, it says end road work, and then up here it looks like there's a detour, so it's not end of road work. I was a bit stupid to put a sign there and say end of road work. Put the slow sign out and then it swiveled, so I wasn't sure whether I was supposed to keep going or not. It is a beautiful country.